Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be playing Fortuna once again. And Fortuna's hero ability, once again, is at level 4 and 6, you get a free level 6 character. It's very much a feast or famine character, or hero I should say. You can really hit when you get your free level 6, or you can get a Captain Hook, or or one of the level 6 pirates, or a mirror or something. But I don't know, that aspect's kind of fun to me. Just kind of gambling and seeing what you get on level 4, and yeah, sometimes you high roll and just destroy the lobby. Not often, has been my experience, but yeah, once in a while. Like getting like a build around early is just very valuable, I think. We start off with a demon, and then we get to flip a talking frog into a freed prince, of course. Looks like Freya there has a decent amount of stats, but not enough to contend with our demon plus freed prince combo. We get a puck here and a pair of snow whites in this shop, and like when you see a pair of snow whites, I think it's a little bit too tough to turn them down here. We are going to sell a character and get to cycle one piece of equipment. So every time you buy an item or a dwarf, Snow White's going to get +1/+1. That means both of them are of course going to get +1/+1. And also, once you've bought 7 items or dwarves, you get a level 3 treasure. So we're going to get 2 level 3 treasures out of this, as long as we just buy items and dwarves. We did pick up a dagger there. I like putting a dagger, like if I don't have a consti, to keep resetting his stats with the dagger. I like taking the vampiric dagger and just jamming it on a Snow White. Snow White's constantly gaining permanent stats anyways, so it kind of comes out in the wash, and then kind of those stats just go into the dagger. And for those that don't know, the dagger does basically saps stats every turn. So every turn it's going to take 2/2 away from Snow White, and the item itself is going to get +2/+2. So it's going to scale over time, and then we're going to be able to move that around later when we can make use of it better on units that really want to use those stats. We did get to cycle another item there, so that's very nice. And Hercules is very powerful there. We do hit level 4, and we get a Shadow Lord, which is I mean, stealth is very powerful right now. So that's a pretty good hit if we can find our way into stealth later on. And I mean, it's a 20/20 right now, or sorry, a 30/20 right now, and it does have unyielding. So by itself, it's a very powerful card. Also, it won't get attacked into by like a BLT, Brave Little Tailor, so it doesn't get scammed because it has stealth. I mean, of course, unless we attack, we get an attack off before it gets scammed anyways. That's what I'm really trying to say. We did buy a Dwarfy, which does have some stats thanks to the items that we own here. We are getting close to upgrading these Snow Whites. Win a couple, or tie a couple close ones there as well. Our health's still relatively high. We only took that loss to the Hercules player, who we do have to be wary of because, like I said, they had a ton of stats and they hadn't even hit 20 HP yet that I know of, unless they took some healing spells afterwards. But yeah, they had a lot of stats. So hopefully we won't have to face them for at least a little bit. And I think at this point we're just looking like we really want to finish our Snow Whites here. Just looking for maybe a cheap dwarf as well, and we finally do get to finish our Snow White's quest here. We're gonna take the anvil and the chrono treasure. I forget if it's like chrono sphere, chrono bauble. Anyways, it's going to let us stay alive if we would die. Basically, it's a revive charge. Get another tie here. And there's a bigger dagger, which is a little bit interesting. Notably we did pick up a consti earlier, which holds the dagger exceptionally well. I don't know if we want to take another of the big daggers here. It is cheaper, like 4 gold for that dagger is not bad. And we could have just put it onto our Snow Whites, and also notably Snow White does get +2/+2 per item or dwarf purchase now. So anytime we cycle a 1-cost item, we're basically adding 4/4 to our board. So that ends up adding up very quickly. And they get reasonably large through the mid game here. We did pick up a dandelion just as a speculation. Dandelion's a really good support. It's actually one that I've kind of overlooked a little bit, and specifically for this reason. Dandelion, I mean, it provides stats, it has range, and also it charges an extra star for whatever's in front of it. So taking a Star Child here, Star Child is just an excellent tempo unit. It's just going to charge two 12 power stars. Well, 3 with the Dandelion, and that's going to be enough to generally take out 2 to 3 characters at this stage in the game. So just again, a very good tempo character, and it's definitely worth picking up the Dandelions as speculation to set yourself up for that. And you see, yeah, we make very short work of that board and start dealing damage because we have these stars. Yeah, I mean we just kind of want to pick up another Dandelion. We want to again cycle our items for now. Maybe hoard some items in case we end up in Dwarves. Although you don't necessarily have to be in Dwarves even if you get this Snow White start. Like we haven't been like aggressively hoarding them. It's mostly just been cycling them and getting those treasures and scaling those Vamp Daggers to eventually put somewhere else. We're going to pick up another Star Child, and we get to triple this Star Child even, so that's fantastic. We get a pretty good selection of level 5 treasures. Symbol of Unity is an interesting speculation. If we can find like a High Demon, we are on 5 for at least one more turn. High Demon's just a ton of stats. Basically, Symbol is just good for adding angels or demons to your board. We could have, speaking of angels or demons, we could have taken the Guardian Angel that was in the, or Angel Warrior. Anyways, the 4-cost Angel. And it would count every character on our board because the Symbol of Unity basically sees everything as an angel. So it would have been a very large ranged character anyways, if we wanted to go that route, because that is an aura ability. Same with Hellhound's ability. And of course there's the High Demon, and then there's like the level 3 Angel and Demon that have an aura ability, and then there's Angelic Commander, and I'm pretty sure that's the extent. Oh, and weirdly Frank's Monster. Or Dr. Frank's Monster does have an aura ability that he gets. I think it's 50% of all your evil characters, all your dead evil characters' stats. So that is an aura, and that does work with the symbol. We see another Star Child there, but we're not super interested in that. There's a Mad Oblivion that we do kind of want to pick up. We've already caught a couple stealth characters. Like, I mean, you just got to be open to stealth. You kind of have to set yourself up in case you hit the stealth characters on 6, and also just being able to kind of manipulate the attacks on the front row with your stealth is also very good. So it's just a very solid unit, especially if there's a certain character that you want to attack. We did pick up a Tempe along the way, which doubles the item stats that are attached to him. And also we just get a free multi here, which is kind of interesting. So the multi also does that. So basically we could put these big daggers on the Tempe, and then Tempe's going to double those stats, and then multi's going to double those stats as well. So they're going to get a lot of, or it's going to multiply a few different times. I don't think it's multiplicative. Like I think it's additive. Like I think they kind of happen at the same time. Although like entrance effects do happen from 1 to 7, so I'm actually not entirely sure on that. But my instinct is that yeah, it would only be an additional time. There was another multi there, but I was still not convinced I was dwarves at this point. We even had a haymaker. We were basically in every single comp a little bit there, and like generally if I can help it, I don't want to be dwarves, but the shops were showing us dwarves, so we just jammed the Edmiri there. I didn't get the multi in time because we were running out of time. You can actually see that I panicked on a few of these turns because this is one of the games that I recorded on stream. You can easily tell that by the way I kind of panic at the end after getting caught up talking to chat or whatnot. So yeah, again, you can kind of tell the difference between ones that are recorded on stream and ones I record offline. I think that's an entrance rune, and we're gonna sell for it there. There's another Shadow Lord, but we're not interested in that. We're kind of locked in on dwarves, at least multi here. Like, sorry about that noise. The Vamp Dagger, anyways, is gonna give us a lot of stats on our Tempes, as you can see, and the double entrance on the multi is just gonna increase those stats by a lot. There's only so many base stats that this vampire could take from the Tempes, though, so we kind of wanted to scale them a little bit more, but we kind of got to a point where we needed to commit to something. And just to try and make use of this symbol of unity that we took speculatively, like you can get a pretty interesting symbol of unity comp together. It's a little bit tough. Obviously, I've been taking it pretty aggressively, trying to make it work. But basically, I mean, well, Frank's monster is going to see all these stats on these dwarves. So once one of those dwarves dies, it's going to be a huge stat bonus to our Frank's monster, anyhow. And also with the Admiri increasing stats to all our dwarves, I figured the Frank's monster would at least become comparable in size. It's almost our own little build your own mirror fairy. Rest in peace. We're just gonna cast a combat spell here. I was very tempted to just take the Dark Twig here. Anyways, we've got some triggers on it already, so or some stacking from the stealth throughout the game already. So it's possible that like we could have still ended up in stealth comp. And yeah, Angels almost takes us down there. That's that Hercules player. They've dropped down to 4 now already, so they've gained some stats from their hero power, but they're not as scary as they were once earlier in the game. Our Frank's monster was enough to kind of take out the last of their board there. Speaking of auras, there's the High Demon. High Demon would basically just give everything on our board plus 14, which is not bad. I mean, it's not good enough for us to take. I don't think. Like just finding another level 6 dwarf would easily give us that amount of stats. So spending the 5 gold there for that just wouldn't be worth it. We are running out of time, so once again we're gonna try a different aura. We're gonna trade out the Frank's monster for an angelic commander. It doesn't have any stats on it, but whenever anything that we have slays, it is gonna give half of its 9-12 stats to something on our board. not exactly incredible, and we lose like by a lot to the mage player there. They did buy a mirror on the wall, and they copied our big Tempe. So that's something that we have to try and keep in mind later. Spoiler: we definitely don't keep it in mind. And yeah, so like we could throw one of these daggers onto the angel, but that would leave one of our Tempes like basically super small and kind of useless. I think we're gonna change heroes. Like Fortuna's kind of run its course. We don't change heroes. I guess I decided not to do it this early in the turn, just in case we find like another entrance rune. And yeah, just comparing stats, like it would give that angelic commander a decent amount of stats, but it would significantly reduce the size of our board overall, unfortunately. There, we are going to change heroes. We're going to change the Savitri. We've got the Chrono Bauble to save one of our lives, and now we have a revive charge from changing into Savitri as well. So we've got some insurance in case things go bad for a few combats here. Well, we've got the health to survive one more, potentially, and then before the revives kick in, hopefully. And there's that entrance rune I was talking about, which we are going to happily take. And I think, oh yeah, I just didn't have the item slots to take the 1 cost item there. We are going to get out of Anvil now and just take the Holly's Gold. I mean, we just really want to roll for our level 6 dwarves. Yeah, we get to combine our smithies, which so upgraded smithy triples the stats of the items onto it, and also we've got more stats or more items jammed on there because we had them fully loaded to begin with. Like if you combine 2 characters and they have their max amount of items, then they will stay on the character that you combine them, so you can kind of go over the item capacity that way. I think it's an intentional bug just to well, I guess I shouldn't call it a bug. It's a feature, not a bug or whatever. But it's because people kept people like they used to drop into the shop when they were over capacity, but people kept rolling past them and losing items and got upset by that. Understandably, because that's a little bit rough. You don't always think about the item going to the shop. But yeah, so that was kind of the fix for that. Also, we're doing a little bit of science here because we have these revive charges. Also, there's that mirror on the wall, doubling the stats of our by far largest character, losing to this mage player again. But somebody had said in chat that that Archangel might work with the Unity, like it might be acting like an aura as a bug. So we just figured it was worth giving that a test anyways, and that does not seem to be the case. So that's good. Good that the Archangel's not bugged. Apparently the Archdemon was acting like an aura with symbol or something, but maybe someone had some bad information. We're just gonna take an Ascendance here, and we're just gonna make our multi-golden here. That's gonna triple all the item stats on our dwarves, and further increase our tempi to absurd levels here. Shouldn't say absurd. Like, I mean, what's 1,000 really? Some of the numbers in this game can put that to shame, but it's our carry right now, anyways. We've also got a triple for our Admiri here. Of course, we just wanted the drum roll, as a lot of comps on 6 do, but we do not hit it, unfortunately. So we're just going to put the Angelic Commander back in for now, since we don't have a replacement dwarf. Speaking of replacement dwarfs, there was a dwarfy, but we decided to roll rather than just settle for a dwarfy, and we get paid off with another multi. Again, once again, fully anyways, making our tempi very, very large anyways. And yeah, this angel board is pretty large, but it's just not quite large enough to take down our tempi. It's definitely feeling a little bit bad about this symbol of unity at this point. It kind of went to waste. Honestly, I mean, Frank's monster wasn't the worst. It was probably the best of the options that we tried anyways, which is kind of funny. We're just gonna skip that 5 treasure. None of those were very interesting to us. We did pop our chrono bubble earlier when we almost died, by the way. I think I might have glossed over that, or maybe I didn't. Anyways, we just need to find another dwarf to replace the slot that we lost with our smithy being tripled. Sorry, just losing my train of thought here. And yeah, eventually, like the plan kind of initially was to move, like, to scale up a bunch of items with these with this tempi, or with this smithy put them on the tempi. But of course, we don't really have the room there. We would have to drop a bunch of items. I mean, most of those items don't have a ton of stats, so it's not that big a deal. But honestly, the smithy was just big enough with all our multis here, to kind of act as a second carry, and it needed to, because our tempi did get scammed by a BLT there, and yeah, the smithy was just enough to overwhelm the opponent anyways. So there we go, dwarfs. That was a little bit of a longer one, probably because of the revive charges and the sort of science we were doing. I felt pretty confident about where we were in the lobby, even though we were getting kind of demolished by a couple different comps, just because we had the revive charges, and I just felt like once we kind of hit our critical mass of dwarves and items, then we were going to be able to outstat them. So that's why we felt comfortable enough to try that out anyways. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would very, very much appreciate that. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.